The shooting victims are identified in Tumbler Ridge.
This is devastating not only to our family, but to so many other families.
As that community grieves, Alberta schools are asked to review their own security protocols. Plus, the province is making changes in classrooms.
Early intervention can change a student's entire learning trajectory.
What do teachers say about new targeted teams to tackle complex needs? And learning what to do in an emergency.
I put my mouth here and I give you 2 breaths of oxygen.
Free first aid training to ensure more Calgarians can jump into action.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. It is an official day of mourning across British Columbia as Tumbler Ridge remembers the 8 people killed by 18-year-old Jessie Van Rootselaar at a residence and nearby school on Tuesday before turning the gun on herself. Today, RCMP have confirmed the identities of the 8 victims. CTV's BC Bureau Chief Andrew Johnson is in Tumbler Ridge with more.
Fresh tears near Tumbler Ridge Secondary School, where there is a steady stream of mourners determined to pay their respects, including BC Premier David Eby, who arrived in town last night, and Rick Patterson, who's lived here since 1983 and is one of the many trying to navigate their grief.
I think it's just a day-by-day and moment-by-moment thing.
For Patterson, the hardest part is feeling like the community failed its most vulnerable.
There was no protection there for them. They thought they were in a safe place, and I thought they were in a safe place.
Once a safe place, Tumbler Ridge Secondary is now the scene of a murder investigation. Police say the suspect, 18-year-old Jessie Van Rootselaar, murdered 1 teacher, 39-year-old Shanda Aviguana Durand, and 5 students there, and injured 27 others before turning the gun on herself. Among the victims, 13-year-old Ezekiel Schofield, 12-year-old Abol Mwanza, whose family online called him a brave kid with a bright future. 12-year-old Zoe Benoit is being remembered as a resilient, vibrant, and caring little girl. Also among those killed, 12-year-old Tikara Lampert, who friends say was a loving, courageous, and humorous girl who leaves behind 7 siblings. Their classmate, 12-year-old Kylie Smith, who was the light of her family's life, was also killed at the school.
I let her off. I let her go to school with her brother Ethan in the morning, and I soaked in that moment watching them walk in the door together for whatever reason, and I didn't know it would be the last time they'd go to school together.
Police say before going to the school, Van Rootselaar killed her 39-year-old mother, Jennifer Jacobs, and 11-year-old stepbrother, Emmett Jacobs, at their family home. Community members say the love from Canadians across the country is helping them feel less alone during these dark days.
I love this place, I love this town, and now I love Canada even more because of what you have given to us.
She is not the only person we've heard that from. In the town, people tell us has long been known as The Rock. A great description today for the strength of this community. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Tumbler Ridge, BC.
And our Jordan Canagan joins us now with more on the response here in Alberta. Jordan, this province plans to review safety protocols at our schools.
And Tara, as the tragedy in BC unfolded this week, Alberta set up a trauma unit at the Grand Prairie Hospital to prepare to treat victims just in case. That help wasn't needed, but Premier Danielle Smith says more support is being offered up, and the province is also ordering an audit of all schools across Alberta, and heightened security could be coming. As Alberta's neighbors to the west mourn, our province is determining how prepared schools are here should the unthinkable unfold.
I will be asking school boards to undertake an audit of their security measures to make sure that all doors are locking properly as they should, intercoms are working as they should, safety equipment is where it needs to be and updated.
Alberta will also work with school resource officers and could consider whether key codes or swipe cards should be required to access any school.
I'll also be conducting an audit of provincial standards with respect to security measures to make sure that we have adequate minimum standards for our school divisions and evaluate whether those minimum standards need to be elevated or updated.
The review coming after RCMP have responded to at least 4 school gun complaints and threats in Alberta since Tuesday. They've happened in High River, Sherwood Park, Edson, and Fort McMurray. An 18-year-old man charged with uttering threats in the latter incident. All other complaints determined to be unfounded. The tragedy in Tumbler Ridge, all too familiar for Dale Lang. His son Jason was killed in a school shooting in Tabor in 1999.
I'm really sad and unfortunate that another tragedy of this nature has happened in our country. It's a hard thing to deal with, and it's hard to understand how people get to a place where they do something so horrendously terrible.
Alberta is also offering up additional mental health and grief counseling help to BC after the unthinkable became reality. Jordan Cadigan, CTV News, Calgary.
The survivors of the shooting are also needing support. Those caught in the chaos of it all are sharing their story now and opening up about the harrowing ordeal. The memorial for the victims is growing near the school where the 6 lives were taken. Survivors say this attack will haunt them. Jarvis Noronha was teaching a mechanics class when a student told him he heard shots ring out. And in another classroom, 13-year-old Dennis Meehan also heard gunfire.
We knew there was a real situation, and my goal at the time was, I have these 15 kids to get out of here. I want these 15 kids to be safe.
I thought it was like someone dropping something, and then I heard like it again, and then I knew it was like a gunshot.
Teachers in several classes were able to quickly barricade their door and hide children behind desks. 27 people in the school were injured. Back in Calgary now, an update on a school bus crash that happened yesterday on Macleod Trail. A man in his 70s is in life-threatening condition after his Toyota Corolla collided with the bus. The car was turning left in front of the bus when it happened. The bus driver, a man in his 80s, was also hurt. His condition has been upgraded to stable. There were 20 students on board the bus. They are all okay. This was one of 3 school bus crashes yesterday. Police are releasing details from their latest public safety blitz in the downtown core called Operation Order. They swept through some hot spots yesterday. 9 people were charged with 25 offenses, including drugs and weapons possession and failing to comply with court orders. One man who appeared to be overdosing was given naloxone but died. There were also 600 proactive engagements with citizens with 130 social agency referrals. The next blitz takes place in March.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
The province has announced funding for a new plan to help alleviate the strain on the most complex classrooms in Alberta. But critics say there are some glaring oversights. Jacqueline Wilson explains.
Since the beginning of November, school boards have been gathering data for the province, and with the results, government made a list of highest priority classrooms that have the most complexities in them.
We now have data from more than 1,500 schools representing nearly 89,000 classrooms. This is the most comprehensive picture of Alberta's classrooms that has ever been collected, and it's the first time that data has been collected down to the classroom level.
The province identified almost 4,500 high-priority classrooms in 655 schools. But because of budget pressures, $143 million will only fund 476 schools to get complexity teams. Those are made up of 1 teacher and 2 educational assistants to help students with diverse needs. In our city, 118 teams will be deployed in the Calgary Board of Education and another 53 in the Calgary Catholic School District.
Once this phase is complete, we will implement additional solutions and allocate resources to more classrooms across the province. This will be done using a phased approach, with the most complex classrooms receiving supports first.
School boards have been put in charge of hiring the 1,400 staff, but critics say that might be tough because of ongoing labor shortages.
Talking to principals who are saying they have had applications out to get new teachers at their school that have been going unfulfilled. They're not getting the resumes. This is part and parcel. This is part of the problem of this government. They have disrespected teachers, public education for so long that people are struggling to work in the system.
Some parents in Calgary were happy to hear the news, saying it's desperately needed.
Definitely. Teachers need more support, more teachers' assistants. Yep. So kids that need the extra help can have more one-on-one.
The teachers are working so hard. and they're trying their best to give each one of my kids a great leg up, but they don't have enough.
And Jacqueline is at Earl Grey School tonight. So Jackie, what's happening in classrooms of grades 7 to 12?
So this was really a big concern for those who I spoke with today. But the province says that the research they have indicates that addressing students' needs during those formative K to grade 6 years is more effective and less costly than if they attempted to remediate the behavioral or academic gaps in junior or senior high. The province also says to just wait a little while. They are releasing Budget 2026 at the end of this month. They couldn't give details, but they kind of hinted that there's other phases of funding that could potentially come for this. Tara?
Wilson reporting. Jackie, thank you. Some Alberta businesses are feeling optimistic after U.S. Congress voted in favor of getting rid of tariffs against Canada. It could be a crack in the shield in the Trump tariff fight, but Albertans are continuing to focus on other markets as well. Here's Alicia Fieldberg.
These Canadian health and beauty products face steep tariffs for clients in the United States.
They ordered online, they were willing to pay the price, but then when the product arrived, it's like 3 times so what they paid. It's been really, really tough because we've lost our 30% of our American clients.
The founder of Alberta business, Ellie Bianca, is refreshed by a symbolic move from American lawmakers.
A little bit of that comfort. But on the other hand, I just can't trust it.
The majority of the U.S. House of Representatives, including 6 members of Trump's Republican Party, voted against tariffs on Canada.
We're seeing a hearing like that where you had a cabinet level member actually just show such disdain, not only for the opposing party, but even members of our own party.
The president lashed out on social media, calling Canada among the worst in the world to deal with, urging support for his tariffs. A Canadian energy group in Washington for the vote has been working to convince Americans about the advantages of removing barriers.
Energy is so intertwined within Canada and the United States that people are willing to listen, at least in the ground level for sure, and take messages up to the very top.
Many, including Alberta's premier, applaud the vote to end tariffs, but it doesn't change plans to secure other markets.
This is a good sign. It'll reduce some impacts on both sides, but this isn't pushing activity further, and it's not going to increase activity anytime soon.
While this business explores Asian and African markets, it's also pushing to create more raw materials at home.
We have canola, we have flax that is grown. There's a lot of material here that we don't do the value, the extraction. We just sell it out.
Without the 2/3 majority needed to override Trump's expected veto, the tariff policy won't change. But experts think it's still positive for Canada.
Highlights to the president and to the U.S. administration that Canada has allies.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
Canadians are now being urged to avoid all non-essential travel to Cuba. Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand says the government is working with airlines to help Canadians return home. Air Canada, Air Transat, and WestJet have all suspended commercial flights to the island due to a shortage of aviation fuel. The latest warning from Ottawa is being issued amid growing concerns about shortages of electricity, fuel, and basic necessities there. Global Affairs consular officials are providing support to Canadians on the island. Let's bring Daniela now as we get our first peek at the forecast. That was a pretty great day.
It was a great day. We got up to 9. The forecast was 10, so we almost got to the double digits. And I will say this, it's now down from here. Slowly, gradually, but we're starting our slow decline for the next few days, and we will be very wintry next week, which I'll prep you for in just a little bit. At this point, we're sitting at 6 degrees. The winds have been calm today. They're still calm right now. They may pick up to 40 here and there, but really what we're looking at is quiet winds for tomorrow, kicking the day off at 3 degrees, getting up to a high of 7 in the afternoon. That colder forecast coming up, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Southern Alberta's oldest town is about to get a modern upgrade. Fort Macleod is installing, get this, its first ever traffic light more than 134 years after it was originally founded. It'll be located along Highway 3, which is currently controlled just by a stop sign. It's meant to address the increased flow of traffic with around 11,000 vehicles passing through the Highway 3 and 18th Street intersection every day. It'll be a first for the town since its inception in 1892.
One day we'll be talking to people and we'll be saying, yeah, like, can you believe it? Back in 2026, that's when they first got their first traffic light, you know, and we'll have to have a display for it set up because, you know, that's how history goes.
Construction will begin in April with the new light anticipated to be operating by the end of June. Still to come on CTV News, Alberta patients share their ER horror stories. More than 8,000 Albertans are part of an online campaign pushing for Danielle Smith to declare a state of emergency, and their stories are alarming. And wildfire season hasn't officially started yet, but officials are still asking you to be extra careful. That's still to come. More than 8,000 Albertans are sharing what they are calling healthcare horror stories as part of a new campaign from Cuba, Alberta. Experiences range from long wait times and patients sitting and lying down in hallways. The provincial government acknowledges there is work to do and it's adding capacity. Tyson Fedor reports.
Elaine Bonfield is one of thousands of Albertans frustrated by the provincial healthcare system.
When you go in there, you're looking for hope.
Bonfield walked into South Health Campus 3 times in October complaining of severe chest pain. She says no investigation or pain management was given.
They told me I needed urgent scope, and I still don't have it. And that was in October. We're sitting in waiting rooms for 8 hours around other people that are, you know, either really upset. There's violence in the waiting rooms. There's people that are vomiting beside you, children screaming. It's a very unsafe, scary environment.
Following that visit, she received a referral for a scope in December. It was deemed semi-urgent, but the wait time is between 5 and 10 months.
Those horror stories are just going to keep on going, and more people are going to have horrendous outcomes waiting in our waiting rooms.
Bonfield is participating in an online campaign launched by CUPE, which represents 44,000 employees in Alberta, including many healthcare workers. The union wants Premier Danielle Smith to declare a state of emergency on healthcare.
Every time we uncover a new problem, we solve it.
The Premier touted her government's new family doctors and a new nurse practitioner model as being a success.
There's no question more work needs to be done on the first point of access people have going into emergency room, making sure that people aren't parked in emergency treatment beds, that there are open beds so that if somebody needs to be an inpatient, that they're moved along. And that will change the experience people have.
Bonfield just wants to see more mental health support for patients and additional beds.
And I've also just lost hope at this point. I'm telling my family, like, we need to be healthy because I don't want to rely on the emergency systems or the healthcare system.
Tyson joins us from South Health Campus tonight. And Tyson, the state of healthcare here comes as it has been one of the deadliest flu seasons on record.
Well, Tara, latest provincial data released today show that 242 people have died from the flu this season, which began in August. The record was set last year at 236, so we have now surpassed that. However, Dr. Paul Parks, who you heard from in that story, says we've now passed the peak of flu season, so he's hopeful that it will alleviate some of the pressures here on the hospitals throughout the province. Tara?
Okay, Tyson, thank you.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
Let's bring Danielle back in as we look ahead to our 5-day forecast. Let's just keep it to those 5 days because we're still kind of within the nice weather.
Yeah, you're right. It's going to hold out, though, for a long weekend. It won't be as warm as what we had today, but we're still looking at above normal temperatures right up until Monday. And then by Tuesday, we will really be into some winter weather. So I want to make sure you're prepared for this. Hey, we can handle it, but yeah, we have to know what's coming for sure. All right, 74 kilometers per hour. That was the max gust in Pincher Creek today. So it was a windy day, as we talked about. 63 was the max in Lethbridge and close to 50 in Calgary. As we head through tomorrow we should not have any wind gusts in Calgary. The winds should be calm. In Lethbridge, we're looking at 50. So Lethbridge over to Pincher Creek, this corridor here, 50 kilometer per hour gusts. So the winds will be a little easier for tomorrow. But check out what the winds helped to do today. 10 degrees was the high in Lethbridge. We were supposed to get to 10 in Calgary. We got to 9, so close enough. Milk River got to 14 degrees today. So it was a very a toasty day, well above normal. Checking out temperatures at the moment as things start to cool down for the day. It's 7 in Lethbridge right now. It's 6 in Calgary. At the freezing mark in Brooks, and Drumheller is sitting at 3, as well as Banff. When we look at these temperatures and the temperature we had earlier today, we have to basically start saying goodbye to that and get prepared for the wintry weather that's to come. At this point, we have the jet stream way up to the north, and you can see what follows along the jet stream. The cloud cover, the moisture, this is going to slump down to the south for this weekend. So looking at the upper air analysis in the futurecast here, this will slump down. So that's the jet stream. That's going to do 2 major things for us. One, it's going to allow a colder air mass to move on in, and it's going to get pretty comfy here and settle in for a long period of time. And the other thing is, because this is the storm track, this is going to drag in the cloud cover and the moisture. So showing you the futurecast, we're going to get a little taste of it on Saturday, Valentine's Day, when we could see a little bit of snowfall in the city in the afternoon. So this is a shot at 2:30 on Saturday. This is nothing significant. The more significant weather arrives Tuesday of next week, but we'll get a little taste of it on Saturday. All right, tomorrow a high of 7, so still quite nice and well above normal and warm. Then 2 degrees on Saturday with a small chance of flurries in the afternoon. 3 for Sunday, still holding, barely, but still holding on to above normal temperatures for Family Day on Monday at +1. And check out Tuesday, -9 is a daytime high. Snow forecasted 5 to 10 centimeters. That's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast.
Thank you, Danielle. Despite the record-breaking snowfall that some parts of Alberta saw in December, Alberta wildfire officials say it's too early to tell just how severe this year's fire risk will be.
What's here today is not going to be as important as what we see on the ground as we get into like mid to late March and into early April.
Experts say any snow that is melting now won't even soak into the ground because the ground is still frozen. Wildfire season officially starts March 1st, but there have already been 4 new fires since the start of the year. 282 hectares have burned, mostly in the Rocky Mountain House Forest area.
Fire only grows when given the right conditions and the opportunity, and that opportunity is out there now because we are seeing open ground without snow, and we have dead and dried fine fuels, we call them, grasses. So we just ask people to be extra careful when they're out on the landscape, whether they're hunting or winter camping or whatever it is they're doing out there.
The province was supposed to announce how much it plans to spend on wildfire resources for the upcoming season yesterday. That news conference was postponed, though, due to the shooting in Tumbler Ridge. If you had to work today and you really couldn't keep your eye on Olympic hockey, don't worry, we've got you covered. We have the latest results from the Milano Cortina Games next. And if you don't mind doing a little work on your holiday, this Airbnb in Scotland might be just for you, especially if you like to read. That's still to come. Welcome back. A lot for us to cheer about today at the Milano Cortina Olympics. Team Canada has seen a surge in its medal count, and both hockey teams showed their dominance on the ice. CTV's Scott Hurst reports.
A big day in short track speed skating. Courtney Sereau won bronze in the women's 500-meter. This is her second medal of the Games. Sereau was part of the team that won silver in the mixed relay earlier in the week. 4 Olympic Games, 4 medals for a Canadian athlete known as the King.
Very happy to win my 4th medal and 4 starts at the Olympic Games.
Opening ceremony flag bearer Mikhail Kingsbury landed back on the podium in Milano Cortina, a silver medal for the decorated Olympian. He finished with an identical score as the gold medalist, but lost the top spot through a tiebreaker.
This one I worked really hard for, and it was a tough one to get.
We will see Kingsbury again in the dual moguls event this weekend. Canada is celebrating another silver on the slopes, this time in snowboard cross. 24-year-old Elliot Grandin from Quebec also missing out on gold by the slimmest of margins.
Pretty good. I mean, it's another silver medal, so you can't really be too upset.
This is his 3rd Olympic medal and will have a chance to add to his personal total in the mixed snowboard cross team event on Sunday. On to the quarterfinals for the Canadian women's hockey team. The women beat Finland today 5-0 to close out their preliminary round with a record of 3-1. On the men's side, it was a relatively easy start to their Olympic program. The Canadian men won their opening match against Czechia 5-0. This is the first time we're seeing NHL players at the Olympic Games since Sochi 2014. The women's hockey team will begin the knockout round on Saturday. They'll face Germany in the quarterfinals. The men will be back on the ice tomorrow against Switzerland. Scott Hurst, CTV News, Toronto.
Some Calgary bars were open early for the men's hockey win. AGLC has extended liquor hours for bars wanting to open for Canada hockey games and for medal round events. Bottle Screw Bill's one of those bars open for this morning's game, with fans showing up for the 8:30 a.m. puck drop. Staff say it was a better turnout than they thought.
We really had no idea at 8 in the morning on a Thursday morning how many people were going to show up, and to see, I think it's 40, 50 people in the main room, middle room of the pub right now who, I don't know if they called out of work or said, hey, I'm coming in late, but who are here watching the game and celebrating with us is really special.
Robitaille says they'll be open for the rest of the men's hockey team games, no matter what time they are. Hockey fans might need to take the afternoon off tomorrow with puck drop against Switzerland at 1 p.m. Would you know what to do if someone suddenly stopped breathing? CPR training is something we could all use, and we'll tell you how you can get some for free thanks to a Calgary company. That's next. February is Heart Month, and a Calgary company is offering free CPR workshops in an effort to teach life-saving skills to as many people as possible. You'll also learn how to assess the situation quickly, which helps ease both your anxiety and the patient's. Kevin Fleming has more.
Hello there. Are you okay? Hello.
They all come from a variety of backgrounds, but on this day, everyone here has the same goal, and that's to learn CPR.
The most important thing is to know that to know how to help, know that you can help, to understand the barriers to helping and getting past those barriers of helping.
Mark Kasha heads Calgary First Aid, and throughout the month of February, he's offering the workshops for free. He says it's a way for him to honor first responders he encountered in the middle of January. Kasha was skiing when someone needed help.
That was the first major incident for me where I had to offer somebody CPR. And decades of practice definitely jumped in. There was no fear except for getting this done as best as I could.
Robert Camus is teaching the course that will equip these students with the confidence they need when faced with an emergency situation.
For the 4 hours, we teach you all of the basic skills of first aid, everything from choking to CPR, the use of an AED machine, and how to deal with things like blood or bleeding or shock or burns, all the kinds of really common first aid things that people will experience in the home and in their work environment.
Rodika Papuk wants to make sure she's prepared if she ever comes across someone in medical distress.
It's important because working with people every day, situation can occur, and you have to interfere with save the life.
Her husband Victor worked in oil and gas, but is now retired. He's here to refresh his life-saving skills.
As I said, to save the people's life in case of emergency. Car accident, people fall down, different accident, and so on and so on.
That's the idea here. If somebody's in medical distress and they need help, you can save somebody's life.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
Good skill to have. You can go to our website if you want more information. Well, have you ever wanted to just run away, get a different job, experience a whole new life?
Did you know that in Scotland there's a bookshop you can actually live in and run yourself for a week to live out a dream job of running a cosy bookshop called The Open Book?
Yes, please. So you go to Scotland for a vacation. Okay. You can pretend you own the bookstore, so you get to stay upstairs, and then during the day you run the bookstore for them. And all the proceeds from the bookstore that you, let's say you go for a week, that are donated for an annual local book fair. This is in Wigtown, Scotland. You can book this all through Airbnb.
Can you talk like that guy with the accent?
I think you should learn. You should try.
Like
I mean, if you stayed long enough, sure.
Exactly. Is a week long enough? I'm not sure if that would do it. But well, avid readers have to start somewhere, and this one is starting with some brotherly encouragement.
A is for apple. Great job, parents. A is for alligator. Yeah. Great job, parents.
Every word he gets right, he gets a way to go, Barrett,
Yep.
from his brother. It's good to have someone cheer you on. I mean, learning to read is hard.
Sure, got your own cheering section.
That's right.
Love it.
That's a
He's ready for every word. Well, emergency responders have to think on their feet every day, and this crew in Florida used everything at their disposal to respond to a high-rise worksite injury. Look way up. Quick-thinking first responders used a construction crane to get an injured worker the help that he needed quickly. Firefighters basically just borrowed the crane because they had to get that patient from the 17th floor of the worksite down to the ground. That was the fastest way to do it. They realized, hey, we're just going to scoot him down using this crane. They got him to hospital. They were trained. This is like a special ops team, so they're trained for unusual rescues, but they say this is not something they have to do very often.
Very clever.
Good to be ready, though.
Super cool. It's like out of a movie.
Absolutely.
It is.
Good for them. Good thinking. Thinking on your feet. Well, as the people in the town of Tumbler Ridge mourn, a pattern of misinformation is spreading about members of the trans community and the risk of violence. Stay with us for that.
CTV Ski Report, brought to you by Sunshine Village, home of Canada's best snow and hottest lifts.
Okay, Skywatch weather camera. We had a nice day today. It was a little breezy at some points today, closer to 50 kilometers per hour, but overall a really nice day, and those winds did get us up to 9 degrees, so a very warm day. Not record-breaking by any kind, but 18.9 is the record for this day, but certainly very warm for as we get into middle of February here. And this has been the story for so long. We have cold weather in the east, warm weather in the west. This pattern will change after this weekend. So we're going to hold on to some warmth, not this much warmth, but we'll hold on to some warmth in through the weekend, and then that's it. Be prepared for some wintry weather and shoveling and daytime highs in the minus teens. Yep. That's coming to us next week. Radar and satellite showing the cloud cover way up to the north, jet stream way up here. This is going to slump down and it's going to bring some of that cloud cover in, but not tomorrow. Tomorrow, yes, there will be some cloudy periods, but also some sunny breaks. And we're looking at a high of 7 degrees. So a very quiet, nice day for tomorrow. That's your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Action Furnace, fixed right or it's free. Little look around, Kamloops and Salmon Arm 7 tomorrow. We got some moisture in Salmon Arm for tomorrow. Fernie looking at some snowflakes. Edmonton looking at a high of 7 and mainly cloudy skies. 7 for Calgary and Drumheller, 9 for High River, 9 for Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, and Milk River will likely get into the double digits once again. I'm going to quickly show you the 10-day trend for us here in Calgary. Again, warm for tomorrow at 7 degrees. Then Saturday, Valentine's Day, 2 degrees with a couple snowflakes possible. So that will just be a little burst, a little taste of winter, short-lived. This is when we're looking at wintry weather. -9 on Tuesday with 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. And by Wednesday and Thursday, daytime highs in the minus teens. Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. The Alberta government will provide new supports for teachers who are facing complex classrooms. It's pledging an extra $143 million. School boards were tasked with pinpointing the most complex classrooms and found 4,500 needing the most help. For now, only 476 complexity teams will be deployed due to budget constraints. Businesses are feeling more upbeat after U.S. Congress voted in favor of scrapping President Trump's tariffs against Canada. But some Calgary companies say they still plan to expand to other markets. And following the deadly shooting in Tumbler Ridge, BC, the UCP government has ordered all Alberta schools to review their security measures. The audit will help determine whether current safeguards need updating. Now, there is a lot of misinformation circulating online right now, along with commentary on trans violence. The 18-year-old female shooter was born a biological male. As Heather Wright reports, the facts do not support this notion that transgender people are more likely to carry out mass shootings, and members of the trans community say this is a dangerous lie.
As news of Tuesday's school shooting in Tumbler Ridge broke and details began to emerge, Dee McWaters says her heart sank. For the victims, for their families, and for the transgender community.
And it was like, oh no, you know what? People are going to use this to weaponize hate.
Even before the shooter's identity was confirmed by police, speculation about their gender identity was spreading across social media. Among them, a post from BC MLA Tara Armstrong, which said, "There is an epidemic of transgender violence spreading across the West." Elon Musk also shared a number of tweets claiming that trans people are more likely to carry out mass shootings. Armstrong has not responded to our request for comment, but for members of the trans community, there is a worry these statements will lead to further marginalization.
This has nothing to do with ideologies, politics, being transgender. It's a mental health issue.
And according to statistics, mass shooters who identify as transgender are rare.
I think it's a product of the information environment that we're in. So when a shooter is transgender, that becomes the headline and that becomes the story.
James Densley is a co-founder of the Violence Project, which tracks mass shootings in the United States, defined as 4 or more people shot and killed. He says they have just one incident in their database, a 2023 school shooting in Nashville, involving a shooter that identified as transgender. Densley says linking trans identity with violence is an extension of other ways the trans community has been demonized.
There's been a lot of conversations about transgender people's role in society, their access to care, for instance, their access to bathrooms. This is an extension of that line of thinking.
According to a number of studies, transgender people are more likely to be victims of violence themselves, with instances of transgender hate crimes on the rise. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto.
The parent company of Tim Hortons reported earnings today. BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has the details.
Sales were up 7.4% at Restaurant Brands, which owns Tim Hortons, Burger King, and Popeyes. The company reported revenue for the quarter of $2.5 billion U.S., but inflation has been a drag for Restaurant Brands. The higher cost of coffee has hit Tim Hortons, and Burger King is paying 20% more for beef. As a result, the renovation of Burger King locations will slow down. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 73.45. West Texas Intermediate down to 62.65. Western Canadian Select is up to 48.55. And the TSX took another deep dive today, dropping 788 points. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
A southern Alberta business is receiving a big boost of funding to help convert manure into natural gas. Taurus Canada received $10 million from the province to construct a facility just outside Coaldale. When built, officials say it will produce enough natural gas to power 4,500 homes. The facility will also capture and sequester biogenic CO2, which would remove the equivalent of some 3,800 cars. The groundbreaking is this summer, with the facility expected to be fully operational by early 2028.
We took lots of samples, lots of collaboration, lots of work, and really developed a process that was not only designed to create renewable energy, but designed to integrate seamlessly with the farming and operations of cattle, feedlot operations.
The province is investing $28 million into 6 projects across Alberta, including this Taurus facility. Projects include new carbon capture pipelines and advanced cleanup technology to restore oil and gas sites. A big win for Honda as it grabs the Canadian Car of the Year award.
Unbelievably great feeling for a manufacturer, but winning it 2 years in a row is really something special. So thank you to AJAC for that.
Yeah, the 2026 Honda Civic won the title for the 2nd straight year. It's the 3rd time it's captured the title in this category in the last 5 years. Other big winners, the Hyundai Palisade for Utility Vehicle of the Year, and the Porsche Taycan picked up the Canadian Electric Car of the Year award. There is another big sporting event this weekend. Glenn introduces us to some of the local athletes competing in the Alberta Winter Games. Stay with us, that's next.
She's made it.
Victoria Mboko's impressive play at the Qatar Open continues. The 19-year-old earned a quarterfinal win over her second-seeded opponent from Kazakhstan yesterday. Mboko upset the 5th seed. The Canadian entered the tournament with a career-high ranking of 13th and is projected to move into the top 10 following today's victory. It was a dominant performance for Canada's men's hockey team at the Olympics. Glenn is back with us, and Glenn, the Canadians took on Czechia this morning.
Tara, you could tell Canada was dialed in right from the start as they blanked Czechia 5-0. Meanwhile, Flames forward Matvei Gritton continues to make a name for himself. He looked great in this year's AHL All-Star game. Now, even though he's only 19 years old, Gritton didn't look out of place at this year's All-Star game in Rockford, Illinois. The game was played last night, and Gritton was part of Team Pacific, who ended up winning the championship. It was a great couple of days for the Flames forward as he got to show off his skill, and it was also solid for Team Pacific. Gritton will now return home to play for the Wranglers, and then no doubt get the call from the Flames for their mini camp in about a week or so time. Alberta Winter Games are set for this weekend in Lakeland County. Tonight we profile some of the figure skaters who are headed up north. 5 figure skaters from the Glencoe Club and 2 from the Crowfoot Club are getting in some last-minute work before heading to Cold Lake Bonnyville on Friday for the Alberta Winter Games. 14-year-old Amelia Meisner of the Glencoe Club is heading to her second games.
I learned it's a lot less stressful when you're with friends, and it's easier to regulate yourself when you're hanging out with all your friends and laughing and having a good time.
Meisner is the veteran. The rest of these skaters are going to the games for the very first time. 14-year-old Victoria Cho can hardly wait to experience what the games are all about.
I'm excited to represent Calgary because it's such a big city, but at the same time it's a little nerve-wracking because I want to do the best for Calgary.
15-year-old Addie Butelaar of the Glencoe Club will also make her first appearance at the games.
I'm just excited for the experience, especially with the Olympics on right now. I feel like it will be sort of like our mini little Olympics in Alberta, and I have a lot of friends going too.
Hanging out with friends and meeting new ones is part of the fun of going to the games, but you also want to do well. And who knows, maybe it's a stepping stone to one day realizing a dream to compete against the best in the world.
Oh, I would love to go to the Olympics if I could go to the Olympics. That would be so much fun.
The Alberta Winter Games run from February 13th to the 16th, and I'm sure they're all going to have a great time.
Absolutely. Stranger things have happened, if someone's saying, I want to go to the Olympics, and then a few years later, they're at the Olympics.
Absolutely, yeah, you bet.
Got to keep your eye on the prize. Okay, final peek at the weather.
And speaking of ice skating, outdoor skating will be back.
It's back.
Yeah, get your skates ready because next week, we're back to winter weather. We knew this was a false spring. We knew we would have a return of winter weather, and Tuesday is it. Now, tomorrow, still wonderful, calm winds, really nice out, a mix of sun and cloud, a high of 7. Saturday, we'll get a little slight taste of wintry weather. A little burst of flurries is possible Saturday afternoon, a high of 2. So you can see how we're declining in temperature now, but we're getting eased into winter here. 3 for Sunday, 1 for Family Day Monday, -9 for Tuesday with about 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. All right, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. And John Roberts sent this one in, taken in Evanston. How stunning is this? This is the sunset from last night.
Beautiful sky. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a terrific evening, and we'll see you again tomorrow.